Good morning, everybody. It's Friday morning. I had a lovely day yesterday with my son. I spent, probably, I don't know, till 3 o'clock or better. And then I dropped him off. We blessed 10 people first, though, with 10 lunches. So we're upping our lunch volume. Handed out lots and lots of ice water, dog treats, even ice water for the dogs out there. Um, so when you go into town, make a couple of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, put them in nothing fancy. The kids love it. I'm using my homemade jam, and then I put a bunch of waters in an ice chest. I just keep that in the back of my vehicle, and in the morning before I leave, I fill that up with ice so they have lots of ice water. They have closed down all the recycling, the Bigfoot recycling, so where all the kids take their cans and bottles and things that they forage for, they have to go now all the way over to Short Scrap Metal, which is off of 273 if you're not familiar. It's about 10 miles to the west. And, well, maybe not 10, but it seems like a long ways. And they have to carry these bags to get there. And it takes about, on a good day, my son says it takes about 45 minutes. So we stopped along the way and helped this other kid put his cans in there too. So, and then I went and bought him a little tent, just a cheapy little tent, so he'd have a place to keep the bugs out and stuff. And we had a nice lunch and we had a great day. Anywho, I like sharing that with you folks, and hopefully this will encourage you to look at things a little differently when you're driving through downtown and you see all these poor people. I say kids. My son is 40, but to me, he's my kid. And some people are even my age. And stop and give them, at the very least, a water. Waters don't cost that much. Throw the ice chest in your vehicle, put some ice in, hand them waters. If you can, get a bag of liquid IV, hand out one of those with the waters just so they stay hydrated, because it's going to get nothing but hotter. Anywho, we're out in the garden today. I'm feeling much, much better today. This has been one of the worst colds I think I've ever had. It's terrible. I hope my son doesn't get it. I think I'm past the contagious stage. Um, but it's like gets in your lungs, and then it moves up to once that starts getting better, moves up your throat and then your sinuses. So I just took some Mullen and it's already opened up my sinus passages. So thank goodness for natural medicine and the knowledge to make it. Thank you, Lord Jesus. So anywho, I left my sprinkler on all night long, and I want to show you my garden. It looks really, really good today, so hold on. All right, this is my cruciferous bed, and yes, I still have aphids in there. The bad thing about using a sprinkler, I of course wait till the sun is off of the garden in the afternoon, and as it gets hotter, leaving it on. I had great success with this last year, leaving it on the sprinkler all night long. Really soaks everything really, really well. And then over here is my spinach, my beets, basil. We have some calendula. Let me zoom in there so you can see that. Oops, sorry. Um, right, right there. I need to harvest that today. I have a lot of peas over here to harvest, the green ones. Since my bed is really wet and it's nice and cool out here, I think it's only like 66. I'm going to shovel some more dirt to put in my beds, get that one filled up because I've got to get my pumpkins planted. It's time. All right, so let's go along and see what we can see. I do want to plant some more radishes. I need to find a home for some radishes today. All right, so what I've decided to do is a garden tour. Look at my ginger looks really well, and look at my lovely little artichokes, two little guys. Artie and Andrew, I've called them. And my mint, I have several varieties of mint in here. Seem much happier now that I don't want these trailing out. They'll take off. Much happier because mint likes lots of water. I did discover that my sprinkler does not get my poor It looks a little crispy. Yikes, that makes me nervous. My poor little lavender that I brought back to life, so I have to hand water. This is just an extra tub that some volunteer potatoes grew up in. Over here we have our horseradish with volunteer potatoes. I need to pluck those out. Oh, you know what? There could be right there another horseradish. That's about how far I planted them apart. Oh, no, that's a potato. But I keep trying. I've got one sprouting. Catnip's looking great. These are actual potatoes that I did plant. My lemon balm looks really well, and look at all the sprouts coming out of my lemongrass. My lovely little comfrey looks good. I think I'm going to snip some of those and dry them today. Here's my bed I need to finish filling up for my pumpkins. And then look at the cruciferous. They're looking fabulous. I did plant, what did I put in here? Oh, I can't read my own writing here. Oh, cattle beans. It's too early for those guys to come up, but I did. I forgot I planted several beans down in here. Nothing's come up yet. But everything else is looking. The pest pressure is real, folks. Look at that. I do need to start harvesting some of that. It's still good to eat. Just wash it off really well. And everything else is looking good. The little marigold's getting ready to sprout. And look at my wasabi mustard. So excited. I do need to clean all around that. I got some of it over there the other day. My Swiss chard is looking good. It's getting munched on, but it looks good. Over here, all the new growth on my basil. I've never had that much pest pressure with basil before. But boy, they like it. The spinach is trying to survive. And look at the beets. I can harvest some of these greens. Maybe this year I'll actually get some beets. I'm kind of excited. Look how pretty this one is with the red. I've planted several kinds. These are mixed. These are, oh goodness, come on, let's see. Oh, they're under the mixed beet category. If you know what kind they are, pluck it in the comments. My onions, as poorly as I planted them, are still surviving. We've got coneflowers, and look at all the new growth on my ground cherry that my sister gave me. That's looking really well. And as I said, I've got some calendula I need to harvest. Look at that pretty little, I think it's a firecracker, cracker jack, whatever they're called. Whatchamacallits, marigolds. Now, I forget what these other flowers, I've got cone flowers, and cone flowers I think are these guys. Oh, this is bee balm, I'm sorry. These are the cone flowers. There's a tiny bit of pest pressure on those, but not much. Then we have, this is the one that got eaten to smithereens. Okra. I planted some new okra. I don't know what that is down there. Oh, sorry. I don't know what that is. So that'll be shooting up soon. And look at the peas. I got Dobbs and peas. Gabby's going to really love that. Look at this. Something was digging right there, and I'm going to guess it was a squirrel. Dang things. Need to set my traps out today. The celery looks good. All the new celery has grown quite a bit. This is really trying to go to seed, so I just keep cutting it back. But look at the dill. It's like almost 3 feet tall now. It's looking good. Marigolds are looking good. And then look at my yarrow. I've got 3 of these beauties. I just love them. They look like ferns to me. So these are very medicinal. One of the huge properties of these is stopping bleeding, which is a great thing to have, especially when you live way up here. Look at all these purple peas. Gabby's going to go goo goo gaga over those. Come around the corner. Look at this. This is my little asparagus. It's still the only one that has come up, but now that I'm really soaking this, I'm having a feeling that the others will. But look what is coming up. Radishes. And then I've got some over here. And look how good the cucumbers look. They are no longer yellow and nasty looking. Look at those beauties. Over there, I've got more radishes. These tomatoes are looking really nicely. Nicely, I don't even think that made sense. Bad grammar. The little baby blush tomatoes are looking good. And we come around the corner over here. Oh, I heard a noise. It was just Johnny. My one hibiscus still hanging in there. It actually looks pretty good today. Another marigold, and that's that beautiful, I don't know what those things are called. I forget. But everything is looking quite well. I'm surprised. All right, the chamomile looks great too. I'm telling you, this watering overnight with a sprinkler is the ticket. Now, these guys have a lot of new growth, my little eggplants, but then they got some funky leaves. I need to kind of trim those off. And then we come over here. What did I end up planting here? I can't even see. Oh, nasturtiums. Those are the nasturtium seeds in this little section here and over there. And then look, we have something coming up right there. I think that's mustard from last year. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot more of those came up. Let's see. Over here, we've got our peppers. And I did see some baby peppers on some of my stuff. Look at right there. This one has baby peppers also. Right there. These are the Marconi Red, the sweet peppers. And look at tomatillos are blooming. These are the purple tomatillos. These tomatoes are looking great. I need to go through and check for suckers, trim those up. When we come around the corner, we have more okra. This okra over here is looking good. All kinds of new growth. Look at that little tomato. That's gonna get bigger. It's a crimson, giant crimson. Never grown those before. The only ones that I always grow are the mortgage lifters. Look at this guy. Speaking of lifting, he needs to be up here. I brought my clips out. I'll have to get to that. But yeah, things are looking great. Over here, more peppers. I'll get a closer. All right, this is the other side of the bee trellis, but look at the tomatoes. They're starting to really look like tomatoes now instead of half dead twigs. Now over here, we have a little pepper. This is, what are these? Pepperoncinis. And let's see. That one's got, look, this is a bell, I think. Yeah, a little red baby bell right there. So look at how much these have grown just from day before yesterday. It's amazing what a little water will do, water and sunshine. Even my little dills that are over on the opposite side here, they're looking good too. I just think it was not enough water for them. All right, so now we have the ideal market bean. That's the only plant that's really doing well out of all these beans. This little pole bean's trying to make it, but look at here. A little cilantro trying to make it. That's the only cilantro survived the bug catastrophe. Cucamelon is not looking so happy. You might have to go this year without cucamelons. They're just basically garden snacks. Giant marigold's doing good. We've got some more basil over there. And our garlic was kind of happy with the water situation too. So this garlic, let's see, that was the last planting that I just showed you, I think, or maybe the second planting. This is the third planting, but look at this. One of my zinnias that actually survived. I've got one over in the corner, it's looking good. Tomatoes, peppers, more tomatoes. This is the first planting of the garlic. So this is going to be kind of tricky to harvest because you want to stop watering it, I think, like a week before you harvest it, because you want it nice and dry. And it's like the bottom leaves are starting to dry up. So they say like the bottom 3 leaves, and then you can harvest it. So that's going to be a tricky situation. So I don't know how I'm going to manage that. I'll figure it out though. These tomatoes here are the Oregon Spring. They're doing really well. And then you come next door right here. More massive growth on the tomatoes. Look at that. These peppers aren't blooming yet. Oh, you know what? I'm just kidding. Look at that tiny little pepper. Is this a Tabasco? Let's look. Oh, no, that's an ancho. I try to plant them all together. These 3 are anchos right here. I don't know what's on the other side. And then we've got Aunt Ruby's. I think they're the green tomatoes. Is this the Aunt Ruby's? Yes, Aunt Ruby's. I think all these right here are Aunt Ruby's. Now my little zucchini right here looks good. These guys still look kind of crummy, but look at the new growth on them. This bean is hanging in. My loofah is hanging in. Those are kind of tough to get to germinate, at least in my experience. And this right here is the Kentucky Wonder pole beans, so they had to have a trellis. More beans over there. Squash, beans, cucumbers, and then these little cute tomatoes are the little moonbeams. They're the little yellow ones. But look at all this new growth. And something decapitated that one over there. So I'll have room to plant something over there. So maybe I'll put some radishes there. All of this stuff is looking pretty well, except for this Haas cantaloupe. Not doing that great. But that's okay. Cantaloupe and stuff like that, I think grows pretty quickly. Squash and cucumbers especially. And over on the opposite side, we have a lot more peppers over there and some zinnias. Let me zoom in. There you go. They're looking much better. I see that my oregano's trying to go to seed. I'm going to pinch these off. Oh, wow. I don't know that this will do any good. It's pretty. I'll throw it back in the bed. I'll have to have Gabby trim these up. Okay, so this deal's doing lovely, and look at these guys in here, calendulas. We have a little chamomile trying to survive in there. Once they get up to a certain height, this is my, what do you call it? Parsley. Keeps trying to reseed. All we can do at this point is just cut it back, really. Look, a little pollinator. Those little daisies, I think, are called like feverfew. They're a good medicine. I have a tincture. I don't remember what they do, but look at this purple sage is flowering on all of our strawberries. They're still yielding. Then over here, I didn't think these basils were going to make it, but they have all this new growth. And look, my little stinging nettle is a happy little camper too. I got a nice huge bunch of oregano. That's probably going to be the last that I harvest. Even though it has gone to seed, it'll still be good. So I found a home right here next to my hibiscus, and I've got cucumbers and stuff growing on this trellis. But down on the ground down here, before the cucumbers really take off, these guys should be ready to harvest. So these are MI Gardner, big surprise. I've got these white daikon. I've been always wanting to grow these. And then these beautiful black, they're called black Spanish radishes. So I'm going to try to grow these. Radishes, if you've never grown radishes before, they are super easy to grow. You don't bury them very deep because the seeds are very small. I'll show you. And the germination rate is very quick. And it only takes 3 to 12 days to germinate. And then only 30 days till maturity. So that's not very long at all. It only takes like a month. So I don't know. And the seeds are very small, so you just barely cover them with dirt. So we are going to make 3 little trenches here. There's a nice big fat worm in this one. Probably put too many seeds in there, but that's okay. They'll just be smaller. Okay, little wormy. Here, you go over there. All right, and I want to fill out my tag before I forget what I just planted there. Oh, so anyways, I hope you guys are doing great, gearing up for the weekend. I don't know, I think the mister's coming home tonight, and Gabby's with us at least for the weekend till she gets bored. So one of our projects for her and I this weekend is we're going to rearrange her bedroom, and it's really a big challenge because it's super small. So I've got to get all my canned goods out of there. I've kind of used that for my canned goods storage, and I'm going to put them on my rolling shelves, and we'll put that out in my mudroom. That will give her quite a bit more room because she really doesn't have a whole lot of room. I'll have to measure it, and I'll tell you guys how big it is because it's really small. All right, so we are doing the black Spanish radish. All right. Can't talk and chew gum at the same time. So we got black, Spanish, and radish. I thought they would be kind of interesting for, I don't know, they probably taste just like a regular radish, but I thought they would be kind of interesting to grow just because of the color. All right, there we go. Get that down in there so we can see what we're growing. All right, down this middle row, kind of caved in on itself. Here we go. We will grow. Actually, I'm going to do both of these rows. We're going to do that white daikon radish. So I'm kind of excited. I'm going to go ahead and make a marker for that. Because I think daikon, maybe all daikon is white. I don't know. I'm just going to say daikon radish. Yeah. I think if the other ones are considered breakfast. Is it DIA? Oh, it's DAI. Hello, McFly. I'm going to put my marker right in the middle of both of them because these 2 rows are going to be that. And it's kind of nice because I planted radishes the other day. And so we're technically succession sowing different varieties, but oh no, one of my little tomato guys fell over there. My moonbeams. I have to go check that out. I just saw that. That's kind of a bummer. I hope it didn't break. All right, we're gently cover these up. These aren't really... There we go. And we're going to turn our sprinkler on tonight so they'll get watered really well. Okay, so we got those planted. And there's one other thing. I wanted to plant some spaghetti squash for some weird reason. I'm thinking I don't have that. I'll have to look around for that. It has to be on a trellis because that thing gets quite big. So I'm going to go check that out. All right, I planted right about over there. The opposite trellis from this one we were just planting radishes on. I did plant about 3 of my M.I. Gardner spaghetti squash plants. I didn't take my camera with me, sorry. Okay, so that's all I have for you today. I am going to throw a couple of shovelfuls of dirt into my bed over here because I got to get crack-a-lacking on that baby. And then I got to move on to do chickens and cook some breakfast for the bug. She's still snoozing. So I hope you're all happy, healthy, safe. Thank you so much as always for watching. God bless you all. I hope you have a perfect day. Love you. Bye.